Now, we've talked before. We've talked before about the Chinese and their influences on the water shoes. Now, we're just going to show you a quick shot so we can kind of finish that up a little bit and we'll get into the modern stuff. Now, down at the bottom here, this is a representation of Cristobal Columbus ships, 1490. So America's Vespucius ships in the same period, maybe a few years here and there. Magellan, Balboa, and all of the Italian, early European, well, primarily Italian explorers, ships of that day. It looked similar. I mean, of course, there's some variation, but similar to the ship down at the bottom. Now, we're gonna pan out a little bit, and we see the large ship in the back. Now, this is the relationship. This is the relationship between Zheng He and Cristobal Columbus, or the relationship between the Chinese in the 1400s and the Italians or Europeans in the 1400s. And you can see the battalion boats, ships, and in the background you can see the large Chinese junk. We call it a junk, which is a ship, the larger Chinese junk ships. And the technology and the sociology and a lot of other things that went along with the large junk ships of the day. And from my studies, and I think in a few years a lot of new material is going to come out on China and its influence only on and in the Renaissance, because they did a lot of work in navigation. They did a lot of work in agriculture. They did a lot of work in metals. They did a lot of work in explosives. They did a lot of work in botany, biology, anatomy, you name it. They've done a lot of work over a long period of time. In a lot of work, and of course in water shoes. So here is the relationship between the European ships, or the Italian discovery ships, Cristobal Columbus, America's Vespucius, Magellan, Balboa, and all the other European discoverers in the 14th, 15th, 16th century era. And you can see the relationships. The background is what we call Zheng He treasure ships, and when he circumnavigated the Earth, Zheng He had been around for many years. The Chinese have been around for many years. First on the Silk Trails, carrying, we three kings of Orient are, carrying gifts of myrrh and all of that. The camel trails, the silk trails coming out of China, down across India, into the Mediterranean. Then later on, ships trading China, India, Japan, and in that area, Polynesia, down through that area. And then later on, the larger ships, Zheng He, larger ships, and they're carrying more than just material, know-how, knowledge, and all this associated with modernization. So it's assumed that they kind of kicked off this Renaissance more so than the idea that it came out of this rebirth of Roman and Greek influence. And we understand now a lot of the Roman and Greek influence came out of China, came out of early India, early Arab, and you get a lot of mathematics out of Arabia and all that. So here we are, and we shall move along.